I'm sure you've seen some really sad things, and you've seen some rewarding things. Flip the coin. What's the most sad, like violent, like thing that you've seen, and how did you help to solve that problem? And what's the most rewarding thing that you've done? Oh, you've seen.
My good would be we have a young man at the center named Frederick, who I've known him since maybe he was 12, like maybe when we were starting out. I met him. We did, little camps together. And, he was always a great kid, always smart, always looking for more, hungry for opportunity. And he's been in our program consistently. Mitzi's worked with him tremendously. Others have stepped in, other staff and other volunteers. And he's just a really nice kid. And fast forward, he just got a job recently through us and with Brent Chapman and David Kasoy at Hurricane Hole.
Okay.
They become supporters, and they said, hey, we will be happy to consider some of your kids for employment. And they considered Frederick. They took him on, they trained him up, and he trained very fast, apparently, and he's done extremely well. He's been working on the fuel dock there. Now they even have him, I believe, doing other tasks as well that were even beyond what he originally signed up for. But I just saw him. I came to the center 2 days ago, and I see an ice cream truck there. And I was like, what is this ice cream truck for? Who's getting ice cream right now? And apparently I see Mitzi and the staff all outside, and the kids had left from camp, but they're all sitting there eating ice cream. I was like, who got you this ice cream? Like, well, Frederick came by and got it for us. So this is a young man who, has his own story of what he's been through, but he came back and he always comes back and asks Mitzi, how can I help? What can I do? Wanting to actually support our programs because now he's like, I'm making money. I just bought you ice cream off of my tips. That was the joke he said. And so for me, I love seeing that because like that is a really great example. And we have other stories like that. But, I love that, some people grow up in a community, they go through a tough time and they want to get out of there and never look back. And for him, he's doing well. He wants to keep living in the community. He's making a living. He's giving it back to his family, to himself, even to the people that helped get him where he is. He's grateful. That's been a great story. Sad story actually involves Lendahead as well. But recently, a few weeks ago, a young man was killed. He was involved in our electrical program. We usually close. Mitzi's supposed to close a little earlier, but she likes to stay. And kids love, like Shirley said, it's a safe space. Safe space with internet and, AC, obviously. Yeah.
Who wants to go home?
Who wants to go? No one wants to go home. She has to go, all right, guys, it's time. It's 9 o'clock. Like we were supposed to close at like 6 or 7. We closed at like 7. And so this young man just finished the electrical program and he said, oh, can we stay a little longer? And at that point, it was even later. It was like 8:30 or something. And Mitzi was like, I got to go. And I feel bad saying the story, Mitzi, don't cry. But, it's a really sad story in the sense that, that day he handed Mitzi his resume because she had another job opportunity lined up and he had gone through our process. He was ready to go. And she was going to send the resume the next day for him for this job that he could then get. He left and he went and he was playing dominoes literally just down the street on another block or 2 blocks away. And there was someone going by trying to hit somebody else and he got caught in the bullets and he died. He was 20 years old. So that's sad to me. And honestly, it's even sadder because I knew him not super well, but I knew him. I knew he was in our programs. I knew he was a good kid. But like when I see kids in the community who I know aren't as good of kids and they're distraught. I mean, they are so upset because they're like, that probably could have been us. Like that probably should have been us over him. That's what they kept saying to me. Like he was he was a good kid. Like we were not always good kids. He was always a pretty good kid. So for me, that's just sad to just see life like snuffed out like that. And especially when he had so much opportunity. Right. And so it's sad, but it's also
on the peak of getting a break as well.
Yeah. And that's just, and I've seen him in pictures with the electrical program that he's loved and guys from that program are getting jobs. And so it's kind of sad. I mean, obviously it's emboldening too. It makes you want to work harder, makes us want to move faster because, failure is not really an option. Right. You see that like everyone keeps talking about crime rate and no matter where you live in Nassau or if you're a visitor, you're concerned with the crime rate, but a lot of that crime is happening in that general vicinity of where we're trying to help.